All right, hello everyone. Hello, hello. It is I, Karst, your friendly neighborhood demon, and welcome to our campaign wrap up for Lancer. Um, I know this is a bit out of the blue. Um, as I'm sure a lot of you are probably confused, questioning why. Um, if you've been following along with this or not, I'm unsure. Um,
For all the people here who are looking forward
oh,
to more of it, I am terribly sorry.
I,
Honestly, wish we could have kept going with the story because I honestly loved what Karst was doing, but
I forgot to
yeah.
unmute you guys. Whoopsie.
Oh, oh.
Sorry.
As I was going to say, I'm terribly sorry to everyone who came by and liked the story. I honestly myself would have loved to hear more of what Karst had planned, but unfortunately, people will be people and schedules will be schedules.
Life is life. But that's what this campaign wrap up is for, is to answer any of those questions that you guys had and reveal the things I had plotted away. So,
Yeah, LDP said he had a lot of questions for you, Karst.
oh goody. But yeah, so this will be the official kind of closing for the Discord on Orion 7 story. So, anyway,
Not yay, but you get that yay.
yay. Kind of a
Yay.
half-hearted
How
yay.
far they like,
You
oh
know,
no,
I mean,
I
it's
was
like,
having fun.
I know. It's just with, you know,
I
lo-
know, I know. You don't have to understand. I completely get it. Why?
yeah.
You don't
I'm
have to
sure,
explain that to me.
I'm sure any DM would understand, having to, losing
Yeah,
players and then having to get new ones in and trying to,
Eh,
having
I
to scrap
still,
certain plot things you have, and it's a lot of work, and
yeah,
yeah.
I still feel bad about it overall.
Hey, it happens, dude. You know, something I learned DMing for years. It's that you can't really control life. You can just hope that it'll be kind to you and that it'll allow your players to stay. You know,
yeah. And
it's
Yeah.
also, Karst, I know it's not related, but if you need some ideas to make your players in other campaigns feel pain, feel free to ask.
thank you. Well, with this, I'll only be running one D&D game, so
I know.
all my
And
mouths will be
don't
going towards them.
Wait, let me check. Let me check really quick.
don't
Yeah,
worry,
they
I'll
are not.
force Karst to play more
Thanks, Common.
TTRPGs against his will.
Oh God, please no.
You can never escape Karst. Forever DM. Forever DM.
Oh no, I'm a player in two games. I'm a player in the game you're in on Friday with Raikoi. So see, not
I'm
forever,
sorry.
DM. I'm also in a player in the Thursday one Fable runs. So see, not forever, DM. Just just it was kind of
Sometimes, just
even
sometimes
split.
DM.
No, it's kind of even split. Yeah. No, God dang it, comments. Leave my poor Gregory boy alone.
And
Oh
I have
yeah,
to say, Karst,
he was even saying that in Fable stream. He's like, Gregory isn't here right now, or Cohen.
and I have to say, Karst, I really admire like you managing to set a campaign. The best I can do is like 3 sessions, and I'm completely off the fritz. So for you to hold on that long, let me kudos
Well,
to you, my friend.
Thanks.
yes, but make sure not to blame it on the Ritz.
Just put it on the Riz. Uh, yeah, no. I kind of wish I could have given this game a little bit more thought and stuff, but considering the short notice, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah,
So, especially trying to learn a whole new cockamamie system after coming from D&D.
yeah. As I've told Karst, there's only like two other T. Well, actually, there's a bunch of TTRPGs I would like to play, but the only ideas I have for characters are like two of them.
Oh man, yeah. Next, if I try to run a different system again, I'm gonna actually kind of like read up on the system a bit more before I say agree to doing anything.
Live and learn, Karst. Live and learn.
Yeah, this. Yeah, I learned that some people make up some very complex systems here. Oh, that. Well,
Sometimes I will admit I think they sometimes do that just for copyright reasons, even though I don't think it's necessary. But
well, it's also they probably just want to make something unique. I can't get that.
yeah, no one wants to be compared to D&D, but they usually always will be.
Yeah. Or sometimes, Pathfinder wants to be, compared to D&D and just be considered better.
I mean, I will honestly say Pathfinder and their creators are much better.
Common saying he's not wanting to
Consider.
learn D&D because he's learning Lancer still and other Worlds of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I was gonna force Karst to watch a World of Darkness video.
Oh, please no.
It's
World of
too late.
Darkness.
Oh. so, so yeah, we should probably get started here. Oh, I need to get some little ambiance here, for this. Just in the background music. You guys won't be able to hear it, but it'd be for everyone on stream.
Okay.
Here we go. Something ultra relaxing here.
Blame it on the Ricks.
I always blame the rich. I mean, what? All right. So, there we go. So to kick things off, I will open the floor to campaign questions from my players that are here.
Oh,
Oh, hey Quinn. Trying to get a script filled. Oh, jeez. Well, at least you made it, dude.
okay. So who wants to go first?
First, I think I'll go with Quinn's question. He asked me to ask you about his sister. That's the first point, Karst. What about Rudy's sister?
um, any kind of like focus on that question, or just like his sister in general?
Yeah, he says to ask you about his sister, but then he has a second quest that says if his bad end Rudy plan could have worked.
Okay.
So he was. Uh,
Okay. So what I had planned for his sister was, Quinn suspected that she may have been in the, oh, here, I'll change over to the world map for people to see so we can, have examples. Thought that she may have, defected towards the Crimson Conclave. As you guys, well, Angel probably doesn't know this, but Quinn has, family connections, to the Crimson Conclave. And, to answer that question, no, she was actually not in the Conclave. Um, Instead, she was actually investigating some of the lands past, the mainland where civilization reestablished. Basically, the unexplored land she went to. And in her, adventures in these unexplored lands, she's actually come across, some interesting lost, secrets that this world had. Learning more about the ancient people that used to live here before they, well, disappeared.
Hmm.
Um, where she ended up temporarily displaced. Sorry, Quinn. And as for your, evil Rudy bad end plan, it probably wouldn't have worked because, essentially like your your grandfather and was seen as a traitor, and it would there was a slim chance it could have worked. Like like dice had to be on your side for it to work, but it could have if it did, but most likely it wouldn't have. Um, if you did rise to power in the Crimson Conclave um, as their new Blood King, you probably would have had some assassination attempts against you. Oh, hi squirrels! Did the geese make their mech suits that they used to attack the national park system? That's not something that happened, squirrels. So, I don't know that reference, Quinn. I'm sorry. Abaddon the spoiler.
Wait, what?
he Quinn.
Oh my god, he said he's Abaddon to the. Oh no, that's horrible. How could you? That's the biggest insult you've ever given yourself, Quinn.
But
Lancer, cars.
oh yes.
I said that answer that cars.
I'm not sure what Abaddon the spoiler is.
Abaddon the Spoiler is a 40k character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as
He
soon as
is-
Manuel reacted, that's what I figured.
Yeah, he's considered a big bad, but he's the biggest joke out of any character.
Okay.
He
So-
quite literally goes on crusades against the the Imperium of Man, only to lose. He's done this 14 times, and it took him 13 times to get past the first planet.
So yeah, yeah. To elaborate more on Quinn's sister, in her basically non-sanctioned travels outside of the mainland here, um, she discovered that not all of the ancient people that used to live here just were wiped out. Apparently, some did manage to survive the extinction event that happened, though they had to leave their planet behind. Where they went, though, she was unable to figure out. She just know that they did manage to save some of their civilization.
Oh, the omniscient Oni, that's what Quinn wants to ask.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing, looking at chat here. Fucking Honey. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so she was able to get other places, but she was never truly with the Conclave, which is good.
Yeah. Because Quinn had suspected that she may have defected there and
Yeah.
joined up with them, but no. Though, if and when you guys ever did go there, you would find out that basically kind of like someone who is related to Quinn was actually the current Blood King.
The Blood King. Oh boy.
Yeah. It's trying to figure out. It'd be like a second or third cousin, I guess. Is trying to think of how lineage is.
Yeah.
Cause let's see. Yeah, cause it'd be his grandfather's brother. His grandfather's brother's grandkid, great grandkid. So.
Jesus, what a huge family they have.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so it was a whole thing. Any other questions you guys had at the forefront?
Maybe someone else, since I asked one,
I was
give
going
a
to.
Nicholas chance.
Yeah. Rock paper scissors for it.
I was going to ask. I might as well get this out of the way. Was Malaya never going to be connected to the omniscient Oni in any way, or
Yes, actually.
that's what I thought? Okay.
Yeah. this was something that was kind of tied up into Crystal's backstory for the Crystal character. So the leader of the Omniscient Oni is actually Malion's sister.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, well, it quotes sister.
well,
Yeah,
Ba-
yeah,
the
yeah.
so we're
the, the
related. We're not physically related.
yeah, she is the other child that you kind of vaguely remember in your memories, being in the same facility as you.
Ah.
The one who kind
See,
of the one that you mistaken Crystal for.
that's where you're going with it. I honestly didn't expect it.
Yeah. After she did survive what happened, when the attack happened on your guys' complex, and she got out. But the experiments that were done on her, um, instead of giving her like enhanced abilities like you got, instead she got an enhanced lifespan.
Ah.
So she basically aged at a really decreased rate. So she's been out and about living her life for a while you were sleeping.
So, did she think I was dead, or?
She did,
Okay.
but when you started becoming a Lancer merc and getting your name out there and stuff, she some like kind of came across some articles about you, some like intel reports, because they only keep up on a lot of stuff, on like who could be potentially useful to them or a threat.
Yeah, threats. Yeah.
And yeah, so when she saw you, and she just remembered you, and she she wanted to get you brought to her, but she had to she had to kind of make sure that if you remembered anything at all.
If
So-
I remembered, if I was the real one, if
Yeah.
the list.
Because it'd been so long. She didn't think there was any way you could still be so young. So she wasn't sure if you were you or if you were somehow, maybe her brother's kid or something.
Yeah.
Um,
That would have been very interesting and very distressing for Malign because he cares a lot about family, but being the leader of that is, yeah.
well, she didn't want you to become the leader of the Oni, but she's
No, I didn't mean like that. I mean, but still, it's the fact that she is the leader of that.
True, common. There is cloning. But yeah, so that's why she sent her double, which was the android Crystal that you guys met. Do the Harlow ears bred true? Wait, what?
What?
What, Quinn?
Basically, he's trying to say, does my, basically, do they get, my ears if they have kids, but anyway. He's saying, does my...
Potentially.
That's a fun question, yeah. Is it genetic, the modifications that they have?
Yeah, that
yeah,
is a good
it
question.
will-
What exactly was I supposed to be?
Yeah.
You were an attempt. You and your sibling were an attempt, to survive. Well, basically a targeted attack against organics.
Oh. So
So
we're the counter to the...
to
to what?
the neutrino entities.
Yeah, the one where that Stella is.
Yeah. So the neutrino entities, the ones that had a out for carbon life form, they would refer themselves as Legion. So the Legions, they basically had it out for carbon-based life forms. Because of another event, which I will get to, that's kind of spurred them on. So they made basically since they're able to kind of warp and change things, they made a virus that would target organics and basically attack them at their genetic level. Basically,
Okay.
unwinding and undoing the double helix DNA.
Basically, literally taking them apart at a molecular level.
Yeah, because
That's
the
kind of
Legion still
horrifying.
felt that the carbon-based life forms could still be used for something as building materials for something
Basically, they
better.
didn't see us as actual people. They saw us more as like bugs.
Sort of common, sort of the NHPs, but I kind of twisted this a little bit for this story. The NHPs were kind of a thing that humanity kind of constructed in a way. These things are actually naturally like came into existence beings of energy.
Okay, one last question from me after that then is, what is my mech then? What exactly is it?
Your mech was an idea that some of the other scientists there were working on. Something that could basically harness the same power that the Legion had, but at the opposite spectrum.
So instead of
The problem,
destroying it,
yeah. So basically, it kind of canceled them out.
oh,
Yeah. At least it was supposed to, but they never really got to fully finish their work on it because um, there was still an issue that the system itself would kill the pilot.
that explains the problem I was having.
Yeah, though because of your triple helix DNA that you were built with, you had a strong resistance to the detrimental effect.
Angel, you weren't here, but at one point when I accidentally, well, touched the box in bits, basically I turned into. Have you ever watched Gundam X?
No.
There's a Gundam called the Gundam Versago, which looks like a demonic thing, and I started shooting lasers everywhere and having like horrible flashbacks.
Ah.
Yes, see, your mech responded to the negative neutrino energy that was coming out of the mech you guys were fighting at that time. So it was kind of like a fail-safe system that triggered in self-defense.
Uh,
But at the core of your mech too is one of Stella's people.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, one of the
But
one of the,
did it lose their personality, or
they
since it was a core made from one of Stella's people,
sort
to,
of
how,
they,
how did they manage to get him inside to be basically a mech?
to answer that, so this one that they got was a refugee,
Oh,
one that fled from the
Uh,
Legion, because when the Legion formed, not every of the neutrino beings were of a common consensus for
oh, okay, okay.
against organics. They're
It's like and so they function basically like an illithid that went rogue.
essentially, yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
so Stella and the others were ones that fled from the Legion. They were chased across the stars, and a bunch crash landed on different planets, some here, and the Legion lost their signal when they did so because this planet's atmosphere has a strange energy pattern to it that masks the neutrino signal of these beings. At least while they lie dormant.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
the people that were working on, well, you mech, on Harlow. Um, so it was going with the Mech Pope. What was going on with the Mech Pope? Mech Pope. Wait, do you mean the
He's.
Mirrorverse one or?
I think he was talking about LDP's character.
Oh, I'm not sure what you mean. But yeah, so the scientists working on Harlow and these projects, um, because um, during this time they made contact with, well, the Legion accidentally, and basically the Legion informed them that they are resistance is futile and they will be disassembled, deconstructed.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so the scientists came across one of the damaged neutrino beams because it was injured when it was fleeing, and they didn't know it was alive at the time, and they saw it as a power source and something that had
So,
a similar energy to these beings that were threatening them, and they thought they could use it
so they
against them.
used it on. Yeah. So they used it on me and my mech. Okay.
But to let you know, since we are just coming clear here, the neutrino being inside your mech is still alive and has been slowly healing itself. Your The inside of a mech's core is not the most optimal place to, for it to reconstruct itself, but it is safe. Well, safer
Alright.
than being out in the open.
Okay. I
So,
kind of expected that they were slowly healing.
mhm.
But yeah. I
And
only have one. Oh,
I was gonna say it's also kind of spent a lot of its energy trying to keep you alive during that time you were asleep.
yeah, that's why I kind of expected.
So,
Uh, but yeah, I only have one more question,
ask all the questions.
and that's for August. What were you going to do when her and her mother and later on with the good not the conclave.
Oh,
I can't remember that.
the Quantum Collective.
Yes.
Um, for that, I wasn't 100% sure. I'd have to see how things went. You know,
Okay.
um, it could have gone good or bad. Basically, you guys could have netted them as an ally later, or they could have been an enemy, or they might have been destroyed completely. So,
Okay. I just wanted to ask the last question because I actually liked her character and
mhm.
whatnot.
For August though, she would have stuck around with you guys,
Okay.
and she would have been very important later on for your group. So, any other personal questions you guys had for what we covered in the story so far? I know Angel, you kind of came in early on, hadn't had much, you know, like invested in your character yet. I was hoping to get more later.
Yeah. I think we really should have probably taken some bit more time to discuss Nevada. If I'm being totally honest.
I wish we could have, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm. I think I was I was still trying to have some fun with it, but like I could tell, like even with the Doofenshmirtz meme, that wasn't exactly what I was going for with it, but like I could roll with it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
that. Since I was kind of like
Yeah.
on the fly.
Yeah. I could tell it was kind of like we were trying to do a bit of doofy thing, but it's not exactly what you were going for.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah, I don't really have any other questions. LDP, do you have anything else to
Hold on.
ask?
Angel might have more.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
okay. Yeah, go around because
Sorry.
I have a few.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, for you, Angel. I was hoping to get more into you because your character I thought was kind of gonna be very interesting because his character actually came from the arc vessel that you guys found. He was
Oh.
he was actually one of the cryogenic frozen people on board.
Oh
But
wow.
his capsule though kind of got lost in transit, and he kind of thawed out, but it was an improper thaw, so he kind of lost his memories.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I did not expect that.
I was like, and the what I was gonna kind of go for, the reason why Nevada was so obsessed with the whole personality, I was actually thinking about doing a. Oh, I always forget what the hell it's called, but it's that one game where Raincoat Killer, I think it was what it was. What was it
What?
called?
You cut out a little bit. What?
It was. I was kind of gonna go for like what was it? What was it? Dark Premonitions, or it was with the
Dark
Raincoat
Premonitions.
Killer.
Oh, the Raincoat Killer. That's not Dark Premonitions. That's uh, goddamn, Heavy Rain.
No, that's not Heavy Rain.
I
That's the
Yeah,
Organ
the.
I
Killer.
have no idea what you're
Oh
talking
wait, no.
about.
Oh wait, the Raincoat Killer. No, that not Deadly Premonitions. No. I'm trying to think of the name of the game. It has a character.
Google it.
Oh, that's what you were going for. I just
Yeah,
remembered. It's a character that goes Francis York Morgan.
yeah, that
Is
guy.
he has this weird tick where he always talks to a person named Zach in his head.
Yeah,
He's an
but
investigator about a raincoat killer in. Yeah, it is Deadly Premonitions. What am I talking about?
All right, continue on, Angel.
yeah. And basically Holt would basically kind of be sort of um his original personality in some capacity. Uh, but um, I'm not. I would have had to kind of talk to Karst about that. Again, since this is all kind of on the fly.
Mhm.
So I did want to. I did have some like ideas, and I did want to play around with them, but at the same time, I wasn't really sure how to address that. Where it's like, hey, so I got like all these ideas, but like you've clearly also got a huge story going on here with like Eldritch NHPs. Would he even have time to fit that in, kind of thing? So it's
I would have made time, you know. I would have padded out the plot a bit more, or like put off some of the plot elements to get you more, focused. It's just we just never got to it, unfortunately.
yeah, but it's not the end of the world. It's just but yeah, Nevada was supposed to be kind of sort of this crazy person, but like there very much was an understandable reason why he was crazy. So
Uh,
and weird,
Well,
but
well, considering your vessel was attacked, it's understandable.
yeah. So that's what I was going for with that.
Yeah.
As for like questions, I don't really like, as you said, I kind of joined in late, so it's like any and all sort of kind of plot points.
Yeah.
I mean, you already showed me like the box, and that was really interesting. So that was really good.
Okay.
And then like trying to explain capitalism to a AI was interesting.
Oh man. Oh, Quinn had a question. I see it here in chat. I'll get to that, Quinn. Um, yeah, I was hoping just try to for you, Angel, just to kind of like, man, it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to shoehorn someone in, kind of like mid campaign and stuff, you know.
I get it, and that's also why I wanted to ask. Would it have been easier if I made like a less complex character and more just like not necessarily generic mercenary man, but like generic mercenary man?
Yeah, yes and no. It's like still trying to find a reason to get you into the group, you know. I guess if you were kind of more of a generic soldier or merc or something, you could have, since their team lost people, for various reasons, then you could have like been there to kind of pad out their ranks to, increase their numbers again. But I don't know, I just didn't feel like it would be as interesting. Like, I guess that kind of depends on what kind of backstory and stuff you came up with your character, you know. Like, what were your credentials? What to get you to be good enough to join this group, or get the recommendation. What'd you do? What'd you fight? What kind of like, you know? I guess we could have probably figured something out, but you know, I don't like to dictate how people kind of make their characters. I'll give them like some like slight guidelines. Like okay, so this is this and this and this. You know, just kind of make sure you kind of like connect to like one or two things in some way. But or at least try and make things work for them. So
That's understandable.
I just came up with an idea, just like,
you came up with it on the fly.
oh, I can. Let's see, what was the idea that I had? It was um, well, what's yes, okay, I got it. Um, oh crap, what's a really funny? Wait, yes, okay. Um, Moon Man, delusional mercenary who believes he was part of the Star Empire,
Oh.
and he fights against the dreaded enemy Zerb.
Oh god.
He walks around in a spacesuit, and if he takes his helmet off, he believes he cannot breathe. He does not understand that the atmosphere is completely breathable, and he thinks everyone around him is an alien.
Just Buzz Lightyear, got
Wait,
it.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. I just like the part where someone turns off his space helmet and he starts freaking out. Like,
Oh.
But yeah, no, I can. As you can, it's fine. I was looking forward to this, but yeah, uh,
Things happen.
yeah,
it's
sorry
it's
about
tough,
that.
especially since I also have to get a new job myself. So
Oof.
yeah,
Sorry, dude. Sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's all right. If I told you why, you'd probably tell me the same thing that like 20 other people have told me. It's like, well, you should have done better, son, kind of thing. Just do it.
Nah. You know, no, if there's anything I've learned over the last decade or so, um, even if you do your best for companies and stuff, it's not good enough.
Yeah, you just do the best with what you can.
You know, they always want you to give 200%, and that's just not possible.
And sometimes they ask absurdly weird questions that have no reason to be in there.
Yeah. So, nah, it's just
It's a luck of the draw, really.
yeah. That sucks though, dude. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
So,
It's not. If the world is gonna start ending because I don't have a job, then I guess the world wasn't really worth.
the world's more fragile than we thought.
Yeah, pretty much. So I've been job hunting. So I've gotten a couple interviews, and it's not all bad, but it's just scary, is all.
Yeah. Just do your best, man.
Yeah,
Do your best.
that's all anyone can ever ask.
So
So we got a couple questions from Quinn here in chat. One is, how the heck did he manage to fix Lug? So Lug was kind of a special situation. So while most of the neutrino beings are energy-based life forms, Lug was actually trapped within a physical construct, something that could be touched, like felt, seen and handled. Unlike most of Stella's beings, which are made of pure energy. Though this was a secret I was going to reveal later, Lug wasn't wholly himself. Lug actually was two beings in one. Lug was one of the refugees that had escaped, but managed to take down one of the legions with him. So, in doing so, Lug encapsulated himself around a Legionnaire, and it basically entrapped it. So essentially, you had within Luke one of your enemies. and
Huh.
and Angel, Quinn had a question for you as well. Was
Mhm.
the end game goal for your character, was it? You think it was reachable, or what was your end game goal for your character?
I guess it would be kind of reconciling, kind of. Actually, believe it or not, sort of also took a bit of inspiration from Nick Valentine as well. So it was also from Fallout 4, basically kind of like reconciling the two identities that like whatever he was and then what he is now, kind of thing, and then eventually like kind of coming to terms with that and sort of living on from there. Either whether one personality takes over the other, or um, it kind of becoming like he is Nevada now. It doesn't really matter what his old identity was, or just him becoming Holt. It kind of would have depended on how the rest of the party would have reacted, or what he would have been told, sort of thing. So I think it would have been that was kind of what I was going for. Is that like because it's more like a thing about identity and how it largely it's your surroundings that shape who you are, and he'd largely been living as Nevada, but Holt did exist at one point, and whether or not he would continue to exist or fade out or just combine into whatever it is, it's largely how it would have gone. I think is how that would have shook out because I don't know. This is stuff that I would have had to really kind of talk with you because personally, I'm always a huge fan of like the original personality being um, the one that ultimately wins out. But there's also cases where maybe it would have been better for someone to take on a new identity. So
Okay.
like I'm not sure if has anyone read the Sonic IDW comics.
Um, I'm familiar with some of them, but I never got the chance to fully read
Uh,
them.
okay, then I that'd be a bad explanation. But what's like a good example? Oh, has anyone played Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Unfortunately, no,
Wait,
not yet.
wait. Oh wait. Xenoblade? Did you say Xenoblade Chronicles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, I've played through all three of them.
Okay, so you know the thing going on with like Pyra and Mithra.
Yes.
So um, kind of like that, where it's like at the time for Mithra, in order for her to stay sane, she needed to switch over to a new personality. Um,
Yeah.
but Mithra was still there, and then the two technically combined, or rather, the original was Numa.
Yes.
So it's kind of that whole thing, and like what people's stance are in regards to that. Personally, I think Mithra, but
Hmm.
at the same time, I understand why Pyra was needed for Mithra because she was going through a very, very unstable time.
Yeah. She
So
couldn't really cope with what had happened, what she had done.
yeah,
So,
so
and I think Numa
like
is kind of the culmination of both. It has more of the gentleness of Pyra, but also the more like sternness and seriousness of Mithra.
yeah, so that it would have been pretty much Nevada's story would be like where does he fall under? Does he remain as Pyra? Does he go back to Mithra, or does he become Numa? Is pretty much would
Yeah,
have the story would have gone with that.
and then
And I
and then at the very end, both exist.
Hmm.
And hey,
or we could also have done what
nothing, nothing. Go ahead.
we could we could also have done something where it turns out that Holt is just an NHP in his head or something. Like, it's just or it really could have gone in a whole bunch of different directions that I would have found fun, but like that was the general idea going into this was like Nick Valentine and York.
Okay.
So
Oh, that could have
Was
been
was
that
pretty
could have
much
been
the
fun.
was the big things that I was thinking about with this character, and it might have been overly ambitious because I was like you said, coming into the campaign, it would have been hard to like kind of like fit in, but yeah,
That would have been
was
cool though. That would man, I would have figured out some way to get that to work in. Dang man.
yeah. This this
Oh
this is what we should have talked. We should have had like a week to like hash this out and be
yeah.
like, hey, like this is my idea, and you would have been like, okay, I'll think about it, and but it's all right. I'll just shelve this character and maybe come up with a better name for him because I'll be totally honest. Nevada Clydesdale was just
That's not a
not the
real
best name.
name. That's a fake name.
Listen, if you try hard enough, any fake name can be real.
Yeah. I
Ah yes, Guybrush Threepwood.
I mean, I guess you could have reasoned it as since you were on the Ark ship, they named you that as something to remember where your parents came from, because you're leaving Earth behind forever. Got to remember the great state of Nevada. um. Okay.
Where the Clydesdale come from? Oh, I like horses.
So any other personal questions you guys had before I get into plot progression here?
Yeah,
Uh,
if Vasquez were more inclined to go with a conquer the world kind of scenario, what were your ideas with him, Cars? I'm just curious.
Well, that would probably have definitely been a moment where your character probably would have had to go off on their own. As there definitely would have been some pushback on that from well, not just New Haven alone, but much of the other territories. um. So, oh man, I was not expecting that. um. So yeah, it'd be it'd be gosh, I don't know. All I know is I could say for sure that there you would definitely not be doing it easily.
Yeah.
So, and probably would have to definitely shelve that plan after what would happen later in the story. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it did. It did. Another question, but this on a more the mountain movers. How do they do it? How do they manage to basically worm through the mountains without? Was that
Um, yeah, I tried to explain that as best I could when you guys first came across them. I know this is new to Angel here. So the mountain movers basically someone amongst them like a while back because this was not something they came up with recently, but
yeah? It was rightly in the beginning.
yeah, they came up with basically one of the people who like helped found the mountain movers at the time took basically a combination of technology from the Ark ships. One was a piece of terraforming technology that they had
oh,
that would allow them to uh, basically break down material into more base components to for make it easier for gathering materials to make things to mine, you know, or just to reshape the land. Um, though the technology was kind of partially damaged, and the person that grabbed this didn't really know how to fix it fully, but they got the deconstruction aspect to work. So what they did then is while they still had the printing components still working that you guys use to fabricate your mechs and your parts and stuff, they combined that with the fabricator tech. So they would collect the material that was deconstructed by the one piece, and then use that to fabricate and rebuild the land behind them.
Hang on one second. Why?
So that's how they kind of did it. It was kind of like a two-in-one tech piece that the Mountain Moves came up with. The one piece is real. Yeah. So yeah, they combined it into one technological unit, and yeah,
Sorry about that.
no, it's okay. You're good. Yeah, that's how the Mountain Movers did it. So with it,
Interesting enough, Karst. I think if I try to convince Rudy to go with the Deus Vult kind of idea, that would have worked. I don't know why.
Quinn, stop trying to convince LDP here
His
to
fault is. Why does he want to retake Jerusalem?
God dang it! No, no religious
No, that's
crusade.
the meme. No, that's the meme where they say Deus Vult and say we will retake Jerusalem for some reason.
No, no religious crusades in the game. No, we already have enough from the cults. I mean, what?
Do you have, to the players, do you have any question about Vasquez or?
Yeah, yeah. You guys, if you want to get to know like any hidden stuff he had for his character, now would be a good time. Oh God, chat. Chat's being evil. Help.
That's always being evil, Karst. You can never escape them.
I do have a bit of a question. How come Vasquez was so distant?
Vasquez doesn't trust easily anyone. You can ask Malay and you can ask everyone. Vasquez just doesn't go because
He
he
kind
had
of always does his own thing.
and he had a bad experience while growing up. He was groomed into a kind of a cult, so he distances himself from people till he know they can be trusted.
He's
It's
also
kind
a
of defense
priest
mechanism.
who usually shows up when someone needs someone to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he was distant. Because if you had been here when he was with Rudy, he was a lot more open and talkative.
Death Pope. God, Quinn. Oh, oh
The
yes.
Space Pope.
The Mirrorverse.
Anyway,
Okay, that's a good. Yeah.
yeah, that was a. But yeah, other than that, I have nothing honestly.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, I had one more. One more. I just remembered.
Okay.
Uh, this is going to pertain to the Hellfire Hounds. How are you eventually going to handle the final competition between me and, well, you know?
Okay. With that, I'll say I'll get to that later, as that is plot.
Okay, that's fine.
So, Angel.
Hmm?
Did you have another question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
Ask away.
Was there a definitive chance that Malign actually would have killed himself, Mechwolf, or was those just like largely just like I'm being a drama queen out of curiosity?
Wait, what are you talking about? What
Was
part?
there like
What part?
numerous times where Malign like threatened to shoot himself in the head?
Yeah.
No, he was being theatrical.
Okay.
He
I was
wasn't
just curious.
actually threatening. He was basically saying, "I only define my fate. So if you try to fucking take me away anywhere, I would rather die by my hands than be trapped again."
Common.
Well, sure, but no, I was more asking. It's like if I'm gonna keep everybody in line, like, would you have actually like shot people, like shot yourself? Like, was
No,
there like
if I wasn't, I give him like the ceremony is like it's like the Three Stooges. I give him like a conk on the head.
ah? I was just curious how unstable Malign actually was. That was always just like a
He's
question
he's a
in my
bit
head.
he was a bit more unstable being left alone for a while, but he's gotten better due to well after his family's death that didn't exactly help, but after being with his master and then running into the group, he got better.
And finding his long lost uncle.
Yeah, found family is also good for him.
Quinn says he thinks Rudy and Nevada would have. He thinks that Rudy and Nevada would have gotten along.
Probably.
That it would have been interesting because
Oh
because
yeah,
you're the bolt.
Malign tried to shoot Rudy once.
Oh yeah, there was that one. That was actually a
It was
point.
a one time.
It was a one time because it was a very specific situation where he was pissed because Rudy had lied to him.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's basically it was the start of the campaign where they barely knew each other, and he's like, "This mystic box almost killed me. No one go near it or mess with it." And guess what Rudy did? He said, "I didn't go near and mess with it." And he's like, "Okay, so I might have done that." So in other words, it's all Quinn's fault, and he only has himself to blame. So yeah.
I mean, it's entirely his fault that the gun discharged. I did my trigger finger was just happened to be on it.
Yeah.
Gathering scientific data. What? Quinn likes to mess with me. I know he does.
So,
Okay.
do you have any-
Yeah, but yeah.
I suppose what were the other characters like? I suppose that I didn't get to see. What was Rudy like?
It was amazing, at least on my eyes.
he was
The idea
a
is that they could have managed.
he was kind of like a borderline like scientific madman, you know. He was wanting to push the boundaries of what technology can do, and could have turned purely bad or an evil, but he was a good guy. He wanted to help people.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and then Crystal Death was kind of a mysterious, kind of like a
Mysterious cyborg.
yeah,
Or, no, wait.
a mysterious android, and she didn't really know how to socialize with people. Oh God, Quinn.
okay.
And then
Interesting.
there was oh shoot, I forget Azure's character's name. Let me
Azure's was
I have him retired. Sigurd.
Yeah, Sigurd.
He was a former bodyguard on the Arks for well, at least for a family on the Ark, and so he was a kind of like well, he was cryogenically frozen like you were, and was his pod was found. But he was a very kind of large, tough, modified human. He had modifications done to him to make himself stronger and faster. So, kind of like a bit cybernetics and stuff. Kind of cyberpunkish.
Okay.
But a good guy, though. Had his own trauma and was more than willing to, you know, share a drink with someone and trauma dump with you to kind of, you know, share the burden. How tall was Nevada? Nevada was like just average human size.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. How tall is? What would be something funny for? Actually, no. Let's put him at about like a 6 foot. He was tall, but there's probably people that were taller than him.
Yeah.
So
not huge. Sigurd was a tall fucker because of his cybernetics.
Yeah.
okay.
It was like Space Marine sized.
Yeah, Quinn, you were still the short king. Yeah, Quinn's character Rudy was a short guy. Okay.
So you can imagine trying to find packaging in Nevada's size was still a little frustrating. So
yeah. All right. So. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to make a joke about Quinn, but
yeah, go ahead, make the joke. Yeah.
I imagine if he was Quinn's size, he probably could have been able to just flat rate shipping that stuff, and probably would have made his life a lot easier. But here we are.
Okay. Rudy was 170 centimeters. So 5'6", 5 foot. I think that is.
Hydrate, you bastard!
Oh,
Hydrate!
got ads starting in a minute, everyone.
Oh dear.
Let's see if I can get those. I'll get the ads running now, so that way, because I was gonna get into plot stuff soon, so that way we don't miss any. People who are watching don't miss anything. Oh, thank you for the hydration, Quinn. Thank you. Oh, 5'5". That was close. I said 5'6". That was just me just doing it in my head, trying to remember. But oh, we got 3, 2, 1. Okay, we should be back now. So plot stuff now going forward. After you guys kind of had some time to, because I was gonna give you guys some time to kind of get to know Nevada a bit more, and Nevada for you to get to know the team a bit more. So probably will send you guys out on a few more kind of like missions I've come up with.
Okay.
To kind of pad out some time until I was gonna have another plot beat hit. So, what would have happened is there would have been an attack on the New Haven borders, on some of the border territories. Coordinated attack from the Daisho dynasty, as well as
Hey, Quinn.
the Duskfall Syndicate, them working together. They would have coordinated attack against you guys, and you guys had to decide where you wanted to help. And who the hell is knocking at my door right now? Oh
I
God!
was gonna say it's like Quinn and Karstev fused.
I'll be right back, everyone. I'll just, I won't mute you guys, but feel free to talk.
Angel, it's nice to officially put a voice to the name and all that.
Hello. Same here. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. So I think some of the stuff that I kind of got glossed over were the hilariousness of, to explain, Rudy is it would be Catholic guilt, except he's not really religious. Of his family is responsible for some of the worst war crimes during the resource wars. So he went into science to help people, and then his company took all his cool creations and twisted them into horrific things.
That's always great.
Yeah, it's always great. And then his experience into the deep end was literally his underground lab getting bunker busted, and everyone but him and his friend and Luke dying. And they lived because Luke saved them. So when Milan was trying to shoot Rudy, it was because he was like, this box has regenerative properties. My good friend's still unconscious and hasn't had any brain activity. Can this help heal stuff? Looking around, yes, stuff's growing faster. Let me touch the box.
Another thing was, Malign was like, no, do not touch the box. It did horrible things to me. We're not touching the box.
No, I mean, technically you didn't touch the box. Technically, you touched that
You're
one
getting very...
that had touched the box.
You're getting very technical,
yeah,
but you know...
this is what Rudy would argue. This is what Rudy would argue. You didn't touch the box. You touched the person who pulled energy from the box.
Semantics.
Yeah. I mean, meet Angel, meet Rudy, basically.
Yeah, just show on the box where you touched it, Malayan.
I mean, hey, also the box offered me a flower. How could I say no?
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
The box legitimately did actually offer me a flower
That's funny.
that it crafted out of itself, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take it. And then later on, Carson was like, yeah, it's a good thing you did that. That helped your basically reputation score. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, is Nevada, was he kind of like a god dog situation?
No, it's more of a it's like I said, it's more of a
Nick
York
Valentine?
situation where he kind of so he saw someone else there with him. Like he like Holt was very real to him, and he could see him. Like there was like a moment when like literally the last thing where he literally looked over and said like to Holt like to take the wheel, and I think it was Chrono that actually did because I kind of had Chrono as an NPC. Um, but yeah, so he would like consult with Holt. He would um, take Holt's opinion into consideration, and then he would make decisions based off of that. So it's
Yeah.
more like a constant friend that he always had around and that he just didn't question. Um, and when other people like asked him, like it's like, hey, who are you talking to? It's like, oh, it's Holt right here, and it's like, where? And it's like right here. Like, are you blind, kind of thing. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
I mean, there's the entire funny thing with that. Is Rudy essentially started off as, I'm gonna make a fun mad scientist, and then it kind of like turned into, oh, I'm actually making a mad scientist.
Basically, yeah, Rudy was a mad scientist who will declare that he is not a mad scientist, but when you look at his work,
I'm an
yeah.
ethical scientist. I have ethics.
Ethics suck. We can't have super weapons with ethics.
I mean, I nearly had a super weapons with ethics.
Was it though? Or was it reappropriation of non-ethics from your evil side?
Okay.
No. I was making stuff. I made the that one thing that nearly would have like annihilated everybody if it had worked.
works.
I made a weapon. I made a thing that would have straight up like kept. It gets into the plot, but one of the things they took from me was I was trying to create a what do you call it? Um, an ability to do instant communication. I'm blanking on the correct
Oh, the
scientific
net,
term right now.
the. I know
Oh,
what you're talking about.
your quantum communicator.
Yeah.
Yes. So that would have like was Rudy's big project for his entire life, and I almost had it, and then I didn't.
Yeah, because
After that,
the attack that happened on your
Yeah,
facility.
that. Then also they took that tech and they shoved it into people's brains and puppeted them from across the continent.
Yeah,
oh shit.
made remote soldiers.
Yeah.
So I had made, I don't know if this has ever got mentioned, I made a device to interfere with that, and I was looking forward to just having a line where I slam it down. I had a quote to car somewhere, but wherever you twist, I will renew and like that sort of thing where I deploy it and counteract all the stuff.
So,
I also I don't know if I told you everyone this, but I told you Karst. I had a at level I level 3. I could have been doing in one turn 10d6 damage if everything
oh
hit.
yeah, I remember right. Yeah, you are a monster.
Followed by this next turn
Monster.
doing 8d6.
Yeah, I'm never playing this game with Quinn again.
Oh, so Quinn, you are a fellow power gamer.
No. So the funny thing was, this was after I was looking for power gaming shit, and I just gave up, and I looked at what I had as my base
He
model,
says, as
and
knowing in the
realized
last game that I played with him, which was Pathfinder, where he power
once
gamed so
again
much
that
that
was not my fault.
Let me put it this way: the DM was
Max,
just throwing more and more goblins
Max,
field, and each
I
time you.
I was a druid that did battlefield control spells.
God.
I had my highest stat with the +2 was 16. Everything else was 11 or lower.
Wow.
There was like 30 goblins in that room, and you killed all but like 3 elites.
I had a stone call spell angel that had a radius of 25 feet.
Oh God.
I had night dark vision. We were in a building. I dropped it. I rolled max damage, and all the goblins. There was no saving rolls. It was Pathfinder, and all the goblins took 12 damage, and all the basic extra goblins he'd added just died. And then it was difficult
Oh.
terrain, so none of them could reach us. And then everyone else got around of basically just shooting fish in the barrel before we went again. And Mac, you were also falling asleep, so you don't fully remember what
Yeah.
happened that night.
Yes, I was. I was very tired from work, so I was like barely holding on while streaming it.
Oh God.
I do have a similar thing. My last character that I did, it was a cleric bard hybrid in D&D 5e. Um, and that's when I kind of like learned how to love support characters because I accidentally created like a really powerful support character by through being copious amounts of heal bitchiness. So followed by disruption tactics. So um, whenever the DM tried to do anything, I kind of could cherry pick and when he could and could not do things, and as a result, I was the biggest pain in the ass in any given situation, and that has
Yeah,
defined my
Mirai's
play
been
style
trying to
ever
kill
since.
you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Of course, if you thought my build was bad in any capacity in terms of like what I could do, I'm so much worse over in Mirai's game.
Oh God. Oh, I'm
Oh,
scared.
Mirai
I'm
has
scared.
done several traps to just try and kill him specifically.
Um. Anyway, to get back onto things here. So yes,
point is, Quinn, I vibe with that.
vibing with the power gaming. Making those meta builds. Anyway, so yeah. So with the attack from the Duskfall Syndicate and the Daisho Dynasty, kind of trying to pincer attack New Haven, you guys would have to choose on which front you guys would wish to lend your aid. Um,
That would have been interesting.
so which would have resulted in you guys fighting different foes, and different people that you would have met.
Was there still a bounty on Mech's head from the die show?
Oh yes, yeah, there is. They want him to join their ranks. By any means necessary. But so yeah. So it's like the Helldivers mixed with City Defense, kind of common, yeah. But yeah, so um, but as you guys kind of fought that fight, afterwards, you would have gotten reports that a force had snuck into New Haven in the midst of this conflict happening, and it would have been the Hellfire Hounds, and they would have been
Oh,
attacking and assaulting, um, basically New Haven itself, the capital city, causing
Would,
a lot of chaos and carnage.
Ignore me. Continue.
So you guys would then have to take your guys' transport back and rush back, where you would see a lot of the city, um, basically trying to defend themselves. There's damage and fires everywhere, um, and you would see Draken there, leading his men in this assault, wielding a new interesting looking mech.
oh, I would have been pissed.
So as you guys would then have your showdown with him, and depending on how the fight went, you know, it, we'll see how the dice go. I always plan for your guys' victory though. So, but I always have contingencies in case if you lose or have to retreat.
Understandable.
But Draken, though, his new mech, as you guys would fight him, you'd see that he has incorporated it into it some of that negative neutrino energy you guys witnessed before. But this time, unlike the other pilot being consumed by it, he managed to find a way to maintain his sanity and control over his mech,
Huh.
which would then be a showdown between you guys and this uh, neutrino Draken. And it would be I had him planned to be a very tough fight. He had his souped up form had many multiple attacks and hard hitting attacks he could throw at you guys.
What
So
I'm hearing is you would cheat
yeah.
like a gambler.
But at your guys' in, in this case it'd be kind of like a win or lose kind of thing if you guys win or retreated. Um, there would be reports coming in from around other places, not just the New Haven territories, but from the Azure Alliance and others, that there are reports of attacks happening at different cities and places and facilities. And across the OmniNet feed, you guys will be seeing multiple videos of fires happening, explosions, laser projectile weapons being fired and decimating large, it's like city blocks worth of territory. And you'd see like multiple different kind of formed attackers, just silhouettes of them. You see it would be kind of quadrupedal and bipedal attackers, just kind of dancing through the fire as they're attacking. And then you guys would be approached by someone, a large, obsidian black figure, very large, very tall, who would introduce themselves as the executioner. And he was targeting you, coming for you guys. He would basically say, huh, I finally found you. It took a while, but I found you. And basically, after that, would proceed to fight you guys in your already probably battered and damaged condition, and your guys' mechs would be destroyed.
Oh.
Every single one of you.
So this is even if we win or lose against Draken, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the only difference is depending on the condition you're in, or the how you're feeling after your fight with Draken. Draken, though, wouldn't. Well, depending on if he was defeated by you guys or you guys retreated, might have survived or, well, quote, survived.
Would Draken have fled if things were getting too hot?
He probably would have, but he wouldn't have gotten far. He would come
Yeah,
if he survived your guys' conflict by beating you guys or making you retreat. He would have come back later, but it wouldn't have been Draken.
Yeah, basically no one likes deserters. Especially in a big operation like this.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna
sounds
come out and
more
say
like it's gonna be taken over by the neutrino.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So what you guys would later find out is that these forces that assaulted you guys were from the Legion. They used bio-organic, cybernetic weaponry against you guys. Looks like they took life forms from other planets and modified them and turned them into living weapons to use against you guys. Except for the Executioner. That there was a crystalline neutrino entity.
Oh, that's why he was after us.
Yeah, he was tracking the energy signatures from you guys.
I was planning on having a thing with Draken where it was kind of... Has anyone played Metal Gear Solid 5?
Is that Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it was basically going to be like he's not even worth killing and just leave him, kind of like how Skull was.
Okay. Well, if you did that, he would have probably tried to take a back shot against you. Sneak attack.
Oh, I know, and I would have cut his I would have cut his arm.
But yeah. So as this happened, your guys' mechs being destroyed. Um, Basically before the killing blow would be struck, Amanda August would have come and save you guys. She had been developing something ever alongside with Stella that could, well, not destroy or severely damage, but disorientate someone from Stella's race, and basically kind of like temporarily EMP them in a way, so that their physical body couldn't move or function. And she would basically carry the remains of your guys' mechs out of there and flee, and you guys would reconvene with the general and the rest of your friends and allies. We've had a time skip then of a few months as the attacks on on Orion 7 would have kept happening. Multiple assaults against different capitals here from all across all factions, and you guys basically kind of unable to do anything. Though in that downtime, as you guys recovered from your injuries and stuff, Amanda had also been working on something for you all. A way to defend yourselves and fight back. A new breed of mechs, a new line that she had come up with, incorporating the same kind of technology and structure that the Executioner had. As she would call them the NFs, or neutrino frames.
And these would be
Our upgrade.
first, like true
your new true
frames.
mechs, yeah. Which you guys would be able to keep and modify, for good. As they are made, as they carry the same kind of element warping properties that Stella's race has. You guys could, once you kind of connected with it and bonded with it, you'd be able to reshape it to your specifications over a given time, because it takes a while for it to reform that much material. But if you wanted to change your size from like a size 1 to a size 3, you could.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. But it takes a while to do so. Plus, because you also need to be able to draw in enough material to do so. So, but as these attacks happened, you guys, once you got your new frames, you would be able to start fighting back, striking back against these these forces, which were mostly impervious to a lot of the weaponry that your people had. Eventually, drawing the attention of the Executioner again, which you guys would then have another showdown with, which hopefully would have worked in your favor. And eventually, if you guys managed to kill the Executioner, it would have caused a large number of the forces that were attacking to stop functioning all of a
Oh,
sudden.
they were drones.
Yeah,
I have mine. Interesting.
there's no way the Legion would let these autonomous weapons function on their own. No, they need someone there to control them. So, but they never thought anyone would ever be able to destroy one of their executioners.
If Rudy developed his technology so far ahead that he could interfere with Stella's on a
That's what I was gonna
experience,
add. Because
yeah, kind of
if
point, would he manage to apply it instead of
was
defeating
that
the?
is that kind of what Stella and did they use the basis of the disruptor for the quantum entanglement comms to devise
Yeah.
the disruptor for? Okay,
Yeah.
I could have kept going down the mad science path.
You could have. But though,
Okay.
if you guys tried to use that again against the executioner, it wouldn't have worked. As it's like something that works one
So they're
time
basically
against one of them.
they're the Borg sort of thing.
Sort of,
They
yeah.
adapt.
They
every
adapt
time
very
you get a
quickly.
new-
Yeah. So it works against one of them, but yeah. Though you could have tried it again against another one that you haven't come across. As long as the the one executioner on here on Orion 7 didn't send back, the information about it.
Basically, we would have had to make it an incredibly humiliating defeat, so it didn't send the information back.
Yeah. So.
So what I'm hearing is we need to teabag all our foes moving forward.
But yeah, so after basically doing a lot of pushing back and reclaiming of territory on your planet, eventually, this current attack would have ended. Hopefully, with your guys' victory. Afterwards would come what are you going to do next? These things have basically waged war against all of you, against every, carbon-based life form on this planet, every sentient one at least. So what are you gonna do? You're facing off and against an entity, multiple entities that span galaxies, cosmos. And you're on one planet.
Is this entire thing just to set up Guru Logan, Roro, fight the power?
Not quite. But you would be going to space though.
Well then.
Yeah. Eventually, so while this is going on, you guys will be tasked with trying to do what you can to convince your enemies here on this planet to become your allies. As everyone was affected by this attack. The Dynasty, the Syndicate, the Conclave, the Azure Alliance, everyone. No one was spared.
Everyone was attacked.
Mm-hmm. The only ones who were actually technically safe from this was the Mountain Movers because they couldn't be detected underneath all that layers of rock.
Wow.
That brings up the other interesting question. Then was that I was gonna say, was that the smartest safe spot to be? Was the Mountain Movers were they pulling in refugees and such during the
during the attacks. Yeah,
fighting. Yeah.
yeah. Malion's
Oh, did
uncle
we did
was.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Did we tell you that Malign's uncle's mech had a pop out Stetson?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah, we covered that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we
Yeah,
told
he's
you
a
that.
literal cowboy who had a literal ability to make metal cowboy hats.
I
Oh,
wasn't
oh
sure if
yeah.
we actually
Oh no, we didn't
covered
cover
that.
that. Mm-mm.
So he like reached out towards his head and a flap opened and basically what do you call it? Memory metal hat popped out and deployed and he tipped his hat at Malign after we like stopped fighting the first time we met. Azure loved him. Or was that LDP? Both of them, I think, loved him.
Yeah, I think it is both of them.
Nice.
What
So,
was Condor Tech doing during all this shit show of events?
trying to cover their asses as best I could.
Did they work with the Duskfall when they moved in, or no? Because I remember that was an entire plot point was that they were trading tech with Dustfall.
Yeah, during that pincer attack, they were
Yeah.
actually kind of assisting, or well, putting up a fake resistance against the syndicate.
So that would have been like the opportune time for me to just go in and burn it all down to the ground and move on.
Yeah.
Oh no, what a horrific tragedy. How could a Dustfall have done this to this innocent incorporation? Oh, that
Basically.
CCO still alive.
Oh,
Moving on.
But yeah, so while you guys go about trying to gather allies and assistance to shore up your guys' defenses, um, everyone back in New Haven is working with Amanda
Holy shit.
on.
Trump almost got shot.
Yay! Wait, what?
No, legitimately, Trump just got shot.
Oh. Oh.
It
what?
clipped his ear. He's still alive, but
Oh
yeah.
no. Anyways.
So sad for you guys.
Interesting. I don't know if that's an. Oh no, Karst. It's gonna make things interesting, for lack of better phrasing.
No. Let me play a song on the world's smallest violin.
Karst. You're not thinking
I
about
I
this.
I know what you're getting at, but it's like
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Going back to
I just
Lancer.
I
Going
don't
back to
care.
Lancer.
I know, I know.
So yeah, but yeah, as you guys are building up your allies, Amanda is working on well, after some busy work, manages to like with the help of the mountain movers and stuff, you guys managed to unearth the ark in the mountain.
The one that oh, it wasn't New Haven. No, it wasn't
That the conclave was.
Trailblazer.
Yeah,
Was it the Trailblazer?
Trailblazer arc. So, which then Amanda and Stella would go about retrofitting and repairing, and you guys and would return from a colony arc ship to something more along the lines of a battle cruiser.
Of a battleship.
Yeah.
God damn.
Battle cruiser, excellent. No
A
armor,
bat
all
a
guns,
colony ship
all speed.
retrofitted to be
And Aquarius would still be on board to help you guys too. The AI.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Aquarius, what would have happened if I let her contact her family?
Oh, her the other
Yeah.
arc AI.
Yes.
You would have found out that some of them were offline,
Okay,
and
so
some were alive still.
it wouldn't have been a AI is now going rampant. You're all fucked sort of moment.
No,
Okay.
she wouldn't have been corrupted or anything. But
I was I was just ever so slightly concerned about.
though some of her Zodiac brethren had been captured by the Legion, though. So, but they're still alive.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, with that though, you guys would have a vessel, and
That would have been cool. Actually, having space battles.
mhm. And you guys, with however many allies you guys could have convinced to join you and help you, you guys would have assembled a force to take the fight back to the Legion. And with Stella and the other neutrino entities on your guys' side, would help you basically guide you guys to the Legion's home galaxy, where they came from.
But where did they go?
Well, I mean, where Stella and her kind came from, where they originated, and where the Legion has set roots. Um, Also, with your guys' upgraded mechs as well, Malayan, um, your partner would have fully awakened
Oh,
during this time. During the conflict with
cool.
the Executioner, would have fully awakened after coming into
Cool.
contact with a pure uh, anti-neutrino entity,
Hmm.
and you would have been able to find out from him that while he was on the side of the refugees, he was one of the would be considered one of the warrior class neutrino entities, ones who
Oh,
specialized in not like regeneration and creation like Stella is, but more on destruction.
hmm.
But not just rampant destruction with no purpose, but destruction so creation can be brought about.
Oh, fires to sprout new life, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, he's the one who tears down things so other things can be built.
Yeah.
What was going on with the infected um neutrino that was in LDDP or Vasquez all those years ago? Because I
Uh.
remember that what's his name, Chrono's buddy Nova
Yeah.
sucked out like shards and corruption out of Vasquez.
So that would be something that come along too, depending on if you guys want to engage or not. So in the religious cult that Vasquez came from, um, their people, well, his people found one of the Legion entities that had chased the refugees here, but had been damaged on the impact with the planet here, and they basically had been worshiping it as like an idol, and have been taking parts of it and kind of imbuing themselves with it, taking taking part of their deity into themselves to be closer to it, which has which caused infection to spread. So, if you guys ever did, you know, help Vasquez track down his old cult complex here, you would have come across people with crystalline protrusions from their flesh, from their face, arms, back, just all over. And
That would have been
they
fun.
they kind of had like glowing red pupils, and would like from time to time talk in unison, like their minds were linked.
Oh wow.
And the reason they wanted Vasquez is because while it was unknown to you guys at the time, those that are infected by this entity usually don't survive for long being from it. They have to be
Oh,
within proximity to it in order, like a certain like span, in order to survive. Otherwise, they die off without its energy feeding them. and but Vasquez had been gone for years and survived because he had a naturally high resistance to the anti-neutrino energy.
Common wanted us to know if we would have found other species out there fighting the.
Oh, I'll get to that. Yeah. But yeah, the reason why his cult wanted him back is because they wanted to implant into him the whole being of their deity, to grant it a physical body, so it could speak to them, guide them. So you guys would have had to kind of fight them off and do what you would do in that situation.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, but as you guys would also eventually take the space, leaving behind your home, your planet, to take the fight to the Legion in space. Basically backtracking their energy signal trail from which led to your planet back to where they came from, with the help of Stella and the others. You guys would find other planets that are being assaulted by the Legion. Ones that are faring better than others, and some that aren't very well at all. Basically, any planet with sentient life was being attacked. And,
Oh.
yeah, so
Ooh.
you guys would have multiple conflicts, surface to space, with the Legion.
Basically, so we would go planet to planet gathering allies, I'm guessing, Karst.
Uh huh. Yep. Building up a multi force, like, oh gosh, a multi racial force or species force of fighters.
A Mass Effect force, if you will.
Yeah, Mass Effect force. Yeah. Maybe like a federation, of planets to boldly go where no one's gone before.
A Citadel.
Yeah, Citadel, coalition. But yeah, so yeah, you guys would with gathering these new allies along the way, would be pushing farther and farther into Legion controlled space. As you could see, would find remnants of planets that were assaulted and by the Legion. Some just razed to the ground, just left as husks of former planets. You would see some that were
No.
taken over completely. All life there just under the Legion's control. And you would also come on some of these ones that are being controlled completely, you would come to find out that they were disassembling the sentient life there and trying to turn them into the Legion. Trying to turn carbon-based life form into energy-based. Eventually, as you guys traveled further in, it would be revealed that the reason all this kind of started was because of one man.
I swear to God, if it's who I think it is.
A man that Azure's character Sigurd would know very
Fucking
well.
called it.
A brilliant scientist from Earth who was lost
Horus.
many years ago. Yes, Horus. Dr. Horus, who in his accident wound up scattered physically, mentally across space and time, and eventually was found by the neutrino race, the Stella's people, as they could interact with him on a different level than what we could physically. And he would share everything about his people, his planet, what was happening, and learn everything he could about Stella's people. and eventually coming to the conclusion that his physical form's loss wasn't a loss, but a gateway to a new
Oh
possibility.
no.
That the body was a
The fl-
limitation holding back the
he
mind
thinks
of
that
people.
he thinks the flesh is weak.
Pretty much. So he
You know what this is.
and he wanted to
Uh,
be more like Stella's people, an energy-based life form, and wanted to grant, as he told them that they're beautiful. They are the epitome of what life can be and should be, and that this gift should be shared with every life form out there across the universe. That physical life is pain and suffering. That that we consume everything around us. We kill the very planets we live on with our consumption because we need that to survive. But don't give any thoughts to what the planet needs to survive. But if we were all energy life forms, then we wouldn't need to consume anymore. We could just be. And so, the Legion was formed. Stella and the other refugees saw what was happening and didn't agree, so they fled before this corruption, this mentality could spread to them. And so, you guys come face to face with the perpetrator of all this at the core of where the Legion is housed. You come to a planet which is known just to them as just Planet X, and you see this large, like much even bigger than Ryan 7, just this huge planet with, you see gaping holes across the multiple surfaces of it that you can see from space, and large crystalline structures of black and red just jutting out from the surface to space, where you see swirling energy kind of cascading from pillar to pillar and spreading out across the void of space.
oh.
And at its core of this planet is where Horus is, directing and leading this Legion in their conquest of the universe. You guys would have to fight your way into this planet, facing off against the immense gravity that this huge planetoid had, and the massive amount of anti-neutrino forces of the Legion that you would have to fight back and fight through to get to the core. As you get to the core, though, you would see that this planetoid's core and the inside have been essentially kind of like hollowed out to make this kind of like a shell of a planet, no longer supporting life as it was. You could, though, as you guys entered, you would see that there was life here on this planet before. The remnants just now husks and dust, skeletal remains of life, all consumed in order to feed this reconstruction of the planet and amass the energy needed for the Legion to expand. Eventually, though, as you guys would fight against Horus and his Legion, it's hard to destroy energy, as energy is never really truly destroyed, just changed form or dispersed. This is something that Stella and her people know very well. And so, as you guys fight and do your best to break through the defenses of Horus and weaken weaken him and his hold he has. Stella and the others would make a sacrifice.
Oh.
Lug, Stella, Nova, even your partner would give up themselves to do something which should have been impossible to do and erase energy permanently. Something that should never be done amongst their people, as it is a true death in the universe to them. Something that takes a great cost. As they take out Horus and his control center, where he's connected to the rest of the Legion, it spreads like wildfire to every corner of the Legion's control, to where they've touched, to where they've destroyed or infested, and just cleanse the universe of their, well, of their infestation. Leaving nothing behind but twinkling crystal dust. And as you guys would return to your ship and leave the planet behind, you would get a notification from the ship's AI that certain parameters have been met, and that a device in the engine's core has been unlocked. As you guys would go there, you would see that inside was one of Stella's people, an energy being, but different than Stella. It shared similar colors and hues to Stella and Lug and your partner and Nova. It was a culmination of bits of them combined together to make a new life. Probably the last of its kind, at least for now. Something you guys would have to decide on how you would protect it or raise it, what kind of things it would learn about life and the value it has in said life. And that would be where the campaign would end.
Be a very good ending, at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't sure if we were going to space or not because of the way you described there were other continents.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were actually ever gonna go into space because, you know,
Yeah.
we were on this planet and you were talking about them nowhere to go, so yeah.
Yeah, as you guys would come back though, that'd be where the campaign would end. I would let you guys know as you guys got back to Orion 7, with this common enemy kind of defeated, there were some that were kind of ready to kind of cut, this ties to this loose coalition,
Federation.
this loose federation. But there were many though that wanted to keep it going on because they saw what happened, and that if there's something like this out there in the universe, there might be something else out there that might be too much for just one of them to fight against again.
Yep.
And that they saw that their differences that they had, that they fought over, were petty and stupid for some of them, and that, yeah, basically not everyone would be getting along, but there would be a change to the borderlines for alliances and stuff,
All right.
and for camaraderie, and so
Yeah. Unity.
yeah. And with this threat defeated, and the constant threat of like potential like enemies attacking New Haven and stuff, uh, they would actually put together a exploration force to finally explore what is left of Orion 7, what else is out there, and uncover the more history on the people that were here before, and maybe, just maybe, make contact with those that managed to survive wherever they went out there in the universe. Because if you guys did explore, wanted to, you would have Rudy would have come across, a message left behind, encoded and, you know, kind of with a cipher that I'm sure Rudy would be able to figure out eventually, which would have been transmission coordinates for getting in touch with them. If the signal was still, receiving and transmitting, that is. But you would have been able to
Gotcha.
connect with the, you know, the
Rest
original,
of humanity.
well, the original people here on Orion 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
You've come. You have
Interesting.
also found new, like, verdant landscapes that were abundant with life. Though you see that um, the attacks on from the Legion didn't even touch these places, as they were focused more on you guys, on where humanity had taken root. So
Mm.
luckily, there was a bunch of new resources and land out there to,
A
well,
whole new galaxy to explore.
well, a whole new landscape to explore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but also you have a functioning ship now too. So yeah, if you guys wanted to, you could go take it to space and explore other worlds. Try to find, connect with the other, life out there, that your allies that you found along the way, and depending on what you want to do, you could form a network with these people. You know, exchanging of ideas and philosophies and whatnot. Get to know each other. So it would have been the
Mm.
start of something big, potentially, if you guys wanted to.
Interesting.
And then the thing at the end, for you, Rudy, as if you got this coordinates and for the signal and stuff, because we would have time lapsed years, of course, going years down the line,
Yep, yep.
and Rudy working on your stuff. I would have kind of left off with you that, as you kind of got you would have had a whole huge transmission station, you know, granted to you so you could set it up.
I, oh my God, Karst, I just realized that I became Comstar. In this team.
You have
Do
become. You
no,
have
do you guys?
become the
No, 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 hold on.
Comstar.
Do you know BattleTech? Like Karst, I know
A
I kind of
little.
introduced you to BattleTech. Mac, do you know it?
Yes.
So you know what I mean when I say I had become
Yes.
Comstar at
You've
that
become
point.
Comstar. For you, since you don't know Cars, they are basically the people that
Well,
control the internet.
Karst knows because
I,
that's
I
kind
know
of
a
where I
little
got
bit.
the idea for the clans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac, that's where the clans came from, was
But
Comstar.
yeah, Rudy, it's
But
you.
Angel, do you know about this BattleTech, Mac
Uh,
Warrior?
oh, I don't know if Angel's still here. He's been quite
All
quiet.
right, he has been.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but yeah, I just want to say, but yeah, Rudy, as you kind of got your a few years after you got your communication station set up, and are trying to communicate with your allies and trying to find life out there, you would have gotten a message from Earth
oh shit.
that they're still alive. But something would be kind of strange though with the signal, as coming in through your console and everything, you would read that it was a signal from the future. Approximately 1,000 years from into the future.
Huh. Timey wimey wibbly wobbly. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Kurt, now it's the question for you. Was there any threads that we didn't pull that we could have or we should have, or you felt that like went sideways?
um,
Or were there particular plot points that you were really excited for that just never got
I was excited for
to?
you guys to learn more about the original species here on this planet. The first sentient life here.
Alright, let me ask this then. That fucking nightmare temple,
Yes,
that was theirs.
that was theirs. That was
Did- Did
that was
Dr. Horus corrupt that, or was that like the natural state of the nightmare temple?
that was some corruption from Horus, from some of the from the Legion that had crash landed here on the planet as well. They embedded
Yeah.
themselves and see, because the original people here had a strong psychic link with each other. They had a very strongly developed brain that allowed them to actually have telekinetic and psychic powers. And so a lot of their places they built were built to kind of amplify that.
Gotcha.
And so this, because if you guys went back there, you would have found kind of like deeper down in one of the mines that there was this trapped and sealed away Legion specimen that was tapping into the harmonics of this place to affect your guys' minds and perception. Not targeting you guys specifically though. It's kind of running
Just
on like
organic.
autopilot.
Organic in the area.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So.
Can I say what I would have done at the very end then?
Yeah. No. Sure. I'd love
The
to know what you
character?
guys would do after all this.
I will have led the ship and started to collect people of like mind who will have wanted to explore. And who knows? Make my own little army, help little people that are dealing with rather unruly neighbors.
Would you have gone full albatross?
I don't remember what that is.
So they're basically knight errands that respond to distress calls, but in the original universe they don't have FTL comms, so they show up late, like sometimes.
Yeah.
But they
I
always the entire thing is someone always answers the call for help. We may not make it to help you. It might be too late, but we will make the attempt no matter how stupid, no matter how long it takes, we will get there to try and help whatever the situation was.
I think I would be more like the Star Trek Starfleet in that I'm going
Okay.
around just doing stuff and maybe settle down, but probably not with the ship just helping people.
I wasn't sure if you're gonna go like, yeah, knight errand sort of thing. What was I gonna say? I feel like Carson, this is the first time you DM'd something that wasn't 5e
Yep.
for D&D.
Oh,
Yep. Never
I
DM'd.
was
Never. I haven't DM'd anything that wasn't D&D before.
I noticed. Forgive me for saying this. There's a little bit of hand wavings of like, all right, we need to figure out how this works with this.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, that's to be expected. We threw a new system at you
And I
with
tried to
no
learn it in
warning.
less than a month.
Maybe not the best idea. Um, what was your thoughts on all of our characters?
Hmm.
Or is that something you don't want to get into?
No, it's okay. I was like, they're all evil butts, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, I liked all you guys' characters. They were different, fun, and the way they interacted with each other was interesting. So, which it was very D&D esque, which is good. I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but just yeah. Um, honestly, I felt like uh, this game. Well, yes, this is my first time running this kind of system and stuff. I figured as long as we're all having fun, that's what matters.
Yep. Yep.
well, yeah. That is all that matters. That we all have fun.
Karst, a question.
Yeah.
Would you do anything with the sister and Vasquez? Um,
Wait, which sister?
Let me just check the sister that's a Vasquez and Vasquez sister, if that makes sense. Both of them. They are two different people.
um,
It's
I can't say for certainty, but potentially I could have. Um, whether or not we would get around to it is another thing. So,
yeah, okay.
I always try to if I could.
Hey, guys.
All right, welcome back, Angel.
Well,
Hey, welcome back, Angel.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
welcome back.
sorry. I've been here. It's just I had to. There's some stuff I had to do with my roommate. He's also gonna be kicking me out pretty soon. So I gotta go. Unfortunately.
Oh,
Okay.
well, we kind of were at the end of this anyway. I think so.
I did get to hear the story. It was very cool. If just right quick, Nevada honestly probably would have. Well, actually, depending on how his personalities would have shook out, he would either would have stayed on the planet, continuing to do his investigative work. He
Hmm.
might have gone with Malayan, or he might have just kind of just wandered off to parts unknown.
I
So
I am gonna say the one thing I remember clicking in and hearing you, Angel, with Nevada, the most hilarious thing, because I work Saturdays these days, was
uh,
Nevada continues to work on the paperwork, be throwing it over his shoulder and jumping over the desk to chase after the guy. That was like the
yeah.
one time I clicked into the to listen, and it was just you doing paperwork, and then deciding, yeah, let's go after him.
I'll fill it out later. Or no, I'll get it myself. Is what I said. Okay. Well,
Well,
first,
yes.
thank thank you. This was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had fun for the short time you were here, man.
Yeah.
I hope you can find another game to play in. That's you can play in longer.
That's all right. I already got two others, so it's not
Uh,
like oh no, I'm not gonna be getting my fix anymore. But yeah.
well, hopefully you
So
can
Well,
play another Lancer one then soon.
okay.
I'm just
Well,
hoping now I can have Karst as a DM again, because I will say, out of everything, I think your storytelling abilities are really good, Karst.
I
Aw,
mean,
thank you.
his D&D group is resetting partially, right? or having a cold like break for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I kind of went on. I kind of took like a break because there's a lot of stuff going on, just in my life that, like, I needed just like I didn't have really much time to like focus on on like writing stuff or planning stuff. It's like, but I'm gonna be getting back to it this week. So,
Well, I was saying like I mean if Mech's able to show up during that time period,
Hmm. I well, if it's after 5 for me, maybe because of my new
it's
oh
job.
definitely
It's
not after
yeah, no,
5.
then
we
yeah,
started noon my time.
yeah. Sorry, it's just my new job.
That's it's okay. I mean, hey, I always back up the vods though, so you can
Yeah.
always check them out on YouTube.
Um. Oh, what else was I gonna say? Now that you've done Lancer, and to be fair, like this was the first time you played, you DM'd something that wasn't 5e. What'd you think of the with a bit more experience, do you think you would have run the combat like they suggest in the book, where it's turn by turn each time like it happens the other side, like you have a character go, then we have a character go, then you have a character go? Do you think you would have done it like that, or in the future?
I'll be right
Possibly.
back. I need to go to the restroom.
It was just
And I gotta go. So
oh, see ya, Angel. Take care. Um, it maybe it was just kind of hard to keep track of turns.
Yeah,
I still hadn't like fully figured out like the game system on Foundry.
yeah,
So, because like I was still trying to figure some of that stuff out. Like I said, I hadn't really gotten much time to learn things or read things or test things out.
fair enough.
But who knows?
LDP, was there
Sorry, a little quiet there.
do you think
Yeah.
he would have, do you think Vasquez would have how long would it have taken for him to come clean about the whole like cult thing?
It depends on on what we encounter. If we would go against the cult, probably yeah, you would come clean.
But otherwise you would have kept it buried, as in
Yeah,
like,
because it's a kind of trauma for him. So I don't think he would easily talk about it and be open it about it.
that's fair. I was just curious because like Rudy's shit came out hard and fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
but yeah, I think Vasquez would keep it very close. I don't think he would want to go against that like that easily.
but yeah,
But to be honest, when if Rudy wasn't having a thing, I think Vasquez would try to set him up with someone.
that was the other thing. I didn't really initially intend for Arissa and Rudy, because like straight up, I didn't have a character. Like, I had a friend for like, because you know how we switched from the super bare bones thing to like an actual campaign.
Yeah,
I didn't really have a plan for Rudy to have a romance with Odessa, and then it was like as we were role playing, I'm like, this would actually make sense if there was something more than just a friendship here. I was like, huh, all right. It was like one of those moments where like he doesn't really talk to anyone outside of his closest friends, and she's his close friend and family.
understandable.
But I would have been it would have been pretty funny to have seen who you would have tried to hook him up with.
It would depend because I don't think you would go with Odessa due to what she said. Uh, but you would try probably Rudy's sister, Vasquez's sister. Probably if you guys hit it on easily on the first encounter, but it's a touch and go kind of situation. You would also try and be
So it would have been a nuns with guns situation.
uh, technically his sister is a farmer, so not that kind of uh, bad for you, I guess. She's more of a farmer than anything else.
That's still pretty funny.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah.
with that,
I think that is all.
I think that's the end for this for the Discord on Orion 7 campaign.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's
was
al-
a
it,
fun ride.
it's always sad
Uh,
sad to have a campaign end, but they
Yeah,
all must come to an end eventually. But
I understand.
there will always be more, another campaign later at some point. Oh, thank you, Sienna, for. I'm glad you liked the new emotes. They they were worth it.
Oh, you got new emotes?
Yeah, you can see him in. You can
Oh,
see
I
him
see
in.
a little stompy imp.
You can see him in my. You can see him in my Discord too. Oh, thank you for the follow, Okiruma C137 or C137. Hello, welcome to the neighborhood. We were just about to wrap up here. Well, wrap up the wrap up.
We're wrapping up. Either way.
Wrapping it up. Hope you're doing well, Okiruma. You've been going well. Oh, right, I have shield mode on, right? Sorry. I'll turn that off for
But you have two heart emotes? Oh, one's big heart.
There we go. I'll turn that off for just right now. There we go.
I need to get new emotes now that I realize.
There we go.
I'll get them next week.
I hope
Or try to.
hope you're doing well, Kirima. It's C1. Oh, C1-37. Gotcha. Okay. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining the neighborhood. We welcome you with warm hugs, warm cookies, and a warm smile. Hello. We are currently just doing the wrap up here for our Lancer campaign. Answered a bunch of questions, revealed a bunch of plot points, and where the story was gonna go, and where it would hopefully inevitably end. And yeah, not sure who would have lived and died. I'm hoping everyone would have lived, but you know, depending how the dice rolls go, death can happen. But yeah, as I said, it's sad to see. It's sad to have a campaign end, especially kind of like this. But it happens sometimes. It's not the first time this has happened to me running a campaign. But yeah, yeah, I do. I stream D&D on Wednesdays if I have enough players there.
Ooh, deep cut there, Cars.
Sorry. If I have too many players missing, I don't usually run the games. It's like, oh, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, I want to eventually, play some other games like City of Mist, as I said before,
Yeah.
and that one superhero TTRPG that I showed Cars.
Well, thank you again though for following for the D&D content, Okirima. I hope you enjoy that homebrew game I run, and yeah, just give you a
He
little bit,
also has a,
give you some caught up context on what's going on last time. So someone's blasting apart the moon. Not great, and collecting the shards for because they have potent magical content within them. And secondly, the party now has a baby dragon, a star dragon. So, yay, parenthood. So yeah, look forward to that. um, but yeah, so I'm gonna wrap things up here and get a raid going. If you need a plaid, you can help. I know 50% of the species and 10% of the spells. You know all classes, most rules and objects. Ah, well, thank you so much for the offer. Um, I don't think I need. I don't. I got plenty of players right now. Actually, it's I got like the max
I
number I
secretly
can run.
sneak into I sneak into Kar's game without him even knowing, and then you
What?
giant metal man just appear.
God dang it! No, I got as many players as I can run with. Like if they all make it, you know, I have my cap, my limit on how many I can comfortably run and narratively keep focused. But thank you though. uh oh dang, there's not enough people playing the Pokemon thing. Oh shoot.
Damn.
Well, thank you for wanting to give a gift to someone though. But anyway, so to wrap things up here, let's get a raid going. Let me see. Looks like Minx is on. Okay. Um, let me see who else is on. By the way, Okirima, very cool profile picture. Very cool looking. Um, let's. Oh, looks like not you again is on. Wait, are they about to end though? No, it looks like they're still playing. Okay, because they've been streaming for 2.5 hours, so I wasn't sure if they're gonna finish. So we will. Oh, you made that picture yourself. Oh, nice job. Way to go. All right, here's the raid
Oh,
message. Feel free to
cool.
copy and paste it with whatever lovely emotes you have access to. If you have just like hearts, something funny, silly, yeah, just use those. And yeah, we'll get this raid going. If you like fun content and stuff, not you again is an awesome dude, fellow kind of demon guy, very very fun, very friendly, and yeah, send some love his way. Looks like he's playing some Pow World right now. So Pokemon with guns. There we go. Can't be any worse than normal Pokemon with basically dogfights is what they have. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I want to give a final thanks also to my players here who came for this final wrap up, and I hope I answered at least most of your questions, and I hope the reveals for the plot and where things I was planning to take things was been fun and interesting for you guys, despite me destroying your mechs at one point.
Oh, I will have had
I would
fun
have
with
been
it.
all right. Would I have been able to save the fucking blood drive?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I had mech. There was an entire idea I had where I would gain an ability to use the Azura NHP, which gives me an additional turn over again every time. For the low cost of permanent HP damage.
All right.
Well then.
And with that, I wish you guys all a farewell, a good night, and I'll see you all later. Bye.